Four to 6 days later.
What is up, YouTube? I am Ben Plays Games, guys, and today, as you can see, everything's different. Okay, I'll explain why just really briefly. Matt, or Big Friendly Giant, guys, if you don't know who he is, one of my good YouTube friends has suggested some ideas for me to change my channel and re-innovate my channel, essentially. Re-image it. I don't know what you call it. Matt, tell me what you call it in the comments, because I know for a fact you're going to be watching. So I'm going to try a bunch of different things today, guys. Hopefully you've seen the thumbnail of this video is a lot better. If you check the description of this video, it's not the default description I've been using for like 2 years now. I've recorded that little skit in the beginning. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's just something different. I thought I'd try it. I know you're going to say you copied Lex, Ben. I'm sorry, okay? That's the only song that fit what I was doing in the intro. This video, guys, however, you've clicked on is the top 21 zombie maps to exist by Treyarch. Yeah, it's basically me ranking zombie maps in order, because, you know, who has it? No one's done this before, you know what I mean? This is pure innovation right now. No one has ever done this before, ever. Yeah, I'm probably like the last person in this community to do it. However, we are going to jump straight into it, guys. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I have some notes here, so they're going to be like there. So if you see me looking down, that is why I'm looking down, because my notes is basically a script that I've written for this whole video. So, jumping in. What map do I think is Treyarch's worst of all time? 5. So I don't like 5 because there is too many game-breaking glitches, okay? The elevators, they're all broken. You can get out of pretty much any barrier on the map. Another thing is that the wonder weapon is absolute dire. Like, it's absolute dire. It's absolutely dire. It's trash. The Winter's Howl, I don't, like, some people will like it, some people won't. You know, I find it like the worst wonder weapon of all time, and overall I don't find 5 a fun experience. I never did as a kid. When I used to play Black Ops 1, it was never ever my favourite map. I was always on Kino and Dead Ops Arcade, which is not making this list. Dead Ops Arcade is not on this list. I don't class it as a map. So before I get into number 20, the top 20, I'm just going to tell you guys, this video is my opinion. Please don't leave hate in the comments. If anything, go and comment your top 21 zombie maps. Go and tell me the order you'd put all of Treyarch zombie maps in, because I would love to read some long comments on this video. If I get enough response back, at least like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 comments back off you guys, I'll probably make a response video. So like me reading your comments on the video, because I'm interested to know what you guys think of all of Treyarch maps. Anyway, let's get into number 20. So my number 20 spot goes to Buried, okay? You may be a bit surprised by that, because the Paralyzer is a very, very awesome wonder weapon, okay? But I find Buried way too easy. I do find it like way too easy for a zombies map. I think Leroy is annoying. He's fun. He's a good guy Leroy, but he is very annoying. You know, he will lock himself up for no reason. Sometimes you don't even have to shoot him. You'll just bump into him, physically bump into him, and he'll go and lock himself up. The game is broken. And also, you saved enough money for Pack-a-Punch, or you've just taken it out of the bank, which is another game-breaking factor. And then you go through this house. This house is packed with witches that steal 2,000 points at a time. That's not fun. That is not fun. So yeah, Buried's my number 20 spot. Let's get into the number 19 spot. Okay, so guys, number 19 I have given, believe it or not, to Nocturne and Totem. Now, I know for a fact that's going to get me hate, saying like I'm saying it's the 3rd worst zombie map of all time. But in my opinion, it's not replayable. It's too basic, and it doesn't compare with zombies these days, okay? Like, the zombies maps we get these days with the detail they have. And I know what you're going to say in the comments, Ben, it came out 10 years ago now. And that, like I say, it's classic. I do enjoy playing Nocta and Toten, but it's too basic compared to what we get nowadays on Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, even Black Ops 1 to a certain extent, is a lot more advanced than Nocta and Toten was. Now, I know a lot of you guys will put Noct high on your list because Noct is a classic map, but for me, personally, it sits in the number 19 spot. Okay, so, coming in at my number 18 spot, if Smith Players ever sees this video, he may hate me. It's Nuketown, guys. Yes, it's not Origins. It's not Origins. Origins is not down at the number 18. It's Nuketown. I don't find Nuketown to be replayable. I find it a very repetitive map when I play Nuketown. There's also the fact that you may not get Jug until round 25 on such an enclosed map, what Nuketown is. If you guys are good at zombies, and a lot of you are probably better than me at zombies, so you probably won't feel the same way about this as I do, but not having Jug until round 25 on Nuketown is a very hard game, okay? It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, and it can be annoying when it happens. But I have to say Nuketown is not the worst map. I'm going to try and give maps compliments now, as well as saying what they're bad about. Like, because now we got to the 18th spot, we're climbing the list. So I'm going to try and give maps compliments where I can that I don't particularly like. Nuketown is, once again, like Noct, playable, but it's just not my favourite map. It's not my favourite map by a long shot. So coming in at number 17 spot, guys, is Die Rise. Now, I didn't personally enjoy Die Rise after the Sliquify got patched. If that thing had never been patched, the map would always have, you know, my wonder weapon is amazing, because that weapon was probably the most overpowered weapon ever if it was never patched. But they patched it, which kind of ruined the map for me. Also, jumping from buildings is very annoying, guys. Like, the amount of times I've played Die Rise and my game has ended because I've jumped off a building accidentally, it's ridiculous. And also, I don't actually like the Die Rise Easter egg. Now, by this, I don't mean the whole of the Green Run characters Easter eggs. So Transits, I don't mind that, and then Buried, I don't mind that. But Die Rise's Easter egg just lacked for me. Like, if I remember correctly, the Die Rise Easter egg, you literally just built the table and the radio. If I'm correct, if I'm incorrect, please tell me in the comments. But that's obviously not solely the only reason that Die Rise comes in down at the number 17 spot. Once again, the map was playable. I loved it until the Wonder Weapon got patched. As soon as that happened, though, I was out of there. Okay, so coming in at number 16, guys, we have another surprise for you guys, maybe. Ascension. Ascension for me was too easy and too repetitive. However, I do have to give Ascension a quick compliment. It did bring a lot of innovation. It brought the dolls, the Vitruiska dolls. It brought the PhD and Stamina Up perks, which were two fan favourites of all time. So I have to give Ascension credit where it's due, but I just don't particularly like the map. So coming in at number 15, guys, is Green Run. Now, Green Run means transit, farm, town. What else was on it? Was Grief on it as well? I think Grief was on it. That whole like section on Black Ops 2, Green Run. I've put that as one map. I'm sure everyone else does that when they do these types of lists. Green Run for me is way too tedious, and I can't play it more than once. Otherwise, I get frustrated and start to dislike it. However, I have to give Transit, believe it or not, Transit out of the whole of Green Run, credit where credit is due. Transit is actually incredibly fun to play when you've got a full team of friends, when you've got four of you, or even 3 of you. It's a very fun map, but once again, like Die Rise and Buried, I didn't mention it with Die Rise, but the bank is too game breaking for zombies. It can't exist, okay? The way World War II have done it, where you can share points in the game, that is not game breaking, because you can't carry those points over to the next game, whereas in Transit, Die Rise and Buried, you could, and it broke the game. You could literally, if you'd have thought about it properly, by the release of Buried, you could have had like 100k banked, and then you could have just went on to Buried your first game and completed it, like completed the Easter egg probably, because you would have like 100k to kick yourself off. You could open the whole map, you could go Pack-a-Punch, you could get all your perks. So yeah, the bank was too game breaking for me. Let's get into the number 14th, 13th and 12th spot. I'm looking down whilst I read this, because that, oh my god, camera, stay focused. That is the other 3 World at War maps. So I'm going to quickly read it off the list. 14th is Shinonuma, 13th is Verrucht, and 12th is the Giant or Der Riese. Now, the order is based on personal opinion over the whole map on the whole. To keep the video as short as I can, I'm just going to say it. They're the same as Nacht. They're classic, but they don't compare to what we get these days on zombies, in my opinion. Like, you don't have your super Easter eggs, you don't have your Easter eggs, you don't have, like, anything, like, the bosses on them, just the dogs. It's not as advanced, once again, as advanced as zombies is these days, where the community has properly grown. But I have to give credit where credit is due on the Giant, because it did introduce Pack-a-Punch. Now, I think without Pack-a-Punch, zombies wouldn't even work these days, okay? So, cred to Der Riese, cred to Shinonuma and Verrucht. Verrucht introduced perks. Shinonuma didn't really do much, if I remember correctly. So, in fact, did it introduce the Wonder Waff? I'm not too sure. Anyway, that's 14th, 13th and 12th. Let's get into the number 11 spot. Okay, so coming in at number 11 is our first Black Ops 3 map, and you guys sat there at home can probably guess what it is. It is Zetsubo no Shima. Now, this map, for me, had way too many glitches on launch. The map glitched every single second on launch. It was ridiculous. The Wonder Weapon, in my opinion, also sucks on Zetsubo. The KT-4, I don't really particularly like it. And the big main reason is, yeah, those guys. They're too OP. Like, get rid of those, and the map may be half decent. Okay, the map may be half decent. So, yeah. So coming in at the number 10 spot, guys. Top 10 now. We're on to my top 10 zombie maps of all time. Kicking off with Call of the Dead. Now, Call of the Dead, yes, it was a challenging map, but it wasn't impossible to play. George Romero, in my opinion, as a lot of you guys will hate him, was annoying, but he was fun. I liked the fact he followed you around, and I liked the fact you had to fight him all the time and you had to shoot him and take him back to the icy water. I liked it, okay? The Wonder Weapons weren't the best on this map, so that's its one fault. If I remember correctly, actually thinking about it, like right now, there was one good one and one bad one. There might have been two bad ones, I'm not too sure. I can't really remember Call of the Dead. I didn't play it much, but I did like it the couple of times I played it. And also the real celebrities in it. I really enjoyed the fact that Treyarch went out and found some real celebrities that wanted to act in a zombies map. Obviously World War II have now done this, and World War II's map is brilliant, once again with the real celebrities. Similar to Call of the Dead. So coming at the number 9 spot, guys, is Shangri-La, aka Beautiful Landscape, as I call the map, because that is what it has. Shangri-La is a beautiful map. Okay, the graphics on that map, even on Black Ops 1, were outstanding for the time that that map was released. And the Chronicles version, the Zombies Chronicles version, oh my god, it must be the most beautiful map on Chronicles, in my opinion. The Wonder Weapon on Shangri-La is probably the most powerful Wonder Weapon of all time. It's up there with the Apothicon Servant and the Thunder Gun. It doesn't have, actually the Thunder Gun has damage, I think. It's up there with the Apothicon Servant either way, because it doesn't have a damage. It doesn't have a damage limit. The Baby Maker doesn't. It will always turn the zombies into babies, which you can always run into and just kick out the way and kill. The Wonder Weapon is ridiculously good. Also on Shang, I think the EE is pretty fun. The Easter egg is really fun on Shangri-La. It's just a shame that you have to have 4 players to do it. That's its one fault. That's our number 9 spot. Let's get into the number 8 spot. So coming in at the number 8 spot, guys, we have Shadows of Evil. Now, Shadows of Evil came at us really, really good, okay? It refreshed the characters, but in a good way. I took a liking to the characters on Shadows of Evil. It brought in the Margwa, which was tedious. I have to say it. It was a tedious boss, but it was fun to fight. It was a challenge. And also the innovation of a new perk, which is probably in my top 3 perks currently, and that's Widow's Wine. Widow's Wine is a superb perk, and I'm so glad Shadows introduced it under these new characters. It wasn't under the classic characters, which kind of brought some love to the map personally for me, just because it introduced Widow's Wine. I love that perk. Ever since that perk's come out, I've loved it. You guys know, if you watch my streams, I absolutely love Widows. I have to get it off the Wonder Fizz. So yeah, that's our number 8 spot. So coming in at the number 7 spot, guys, we have Gorod Krovi. This map for me felt very classic. It looked amazing, and the boss fights were maybe challenging, but they were incredibly fun. Maybe even the best boss fight of all time. It's not a hard map by all means. Gorod Krovi comes in with. But yeah, it was classic. It had the PPSH, the FAMAS. It had more than that weapon. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. The Raygun Mark III, amazing wonder weapon, and you had it out the box, which made it feel even more classic. Back to the days of Black Ops 1 when you can get your Thunder Gun and you can get your Zap Guns out the box, whereas on Black Ops 3, most of the maps you have to build your wonder weapon, which is a tedious task.
Bye-bye!
Agree with me, and I'm going to say the fault on this map before I say the positives, just for that reason, is Revelations. Now, you guys know the fault with this map, in my opinion anyway. You will guess what it is. It is the anticlimactic EE. The EE to end all the E's, the super Easter egg, blah blah blah. And then Dr. Monty just sends them back to premise. Yeah. But, however, Revelations came with great gameplay in my opinion. The map is replayable. It's an easy map, but it is replayable easy. It's not buried easy. It's good easy. It's replayable easy. And also I like the fact that Treyarch genuinely mashed most fan favourite maps into one map. I found that really cool. I don't know why a lot of people hate on that idea. That idea, maybe if Treyarch had a bit more time between Gorod Krovi and the release of Revelations, that idea could have maybe made the best map of all time. We will never know though. They had to make it in the 2 months, and obviously they managed to pull it off, and in my opinion it comes in at my number 6 spot. It doesn't quite make top 5, sorry, but Revelations, brilliant map. Oh, also it's the first map I got to round 100 on, so yeah, personal love for Revelations. At the number 5 spot, guys, getting into the top 5, and a lot of you guys will disagree with me on the number 5 spot, is Mob of the Dead. Now, first of all, I've noted it down on the paper. I love Brutus, okay? Brutus is my favourite boss on zombies of all time. Flat out. Forget the Margra, forget the Panzer, forget the mechs on Gorod. No, Brutus. The guy comes at you with a baton. He beats you to death with a baton. This guy's epic, okay? Brutus is such a good boss to fight. He's not that hard to kill, but if he gets in your range, you're dead. He's a really well worked boss. I love the mechanics of him. So kudos to Jason Blundell on his first fully developed map by him. Congrats, mate. You did a good job with the boss. Please bring Brutus back in any way, shape or form. I beg. Also, the wonder weapon is overpowered on what are we on about? Mob of the Dead. Because, you know, the Blundergat, you can't beat it. Especially when you pack punch it and upgrade it into the Vitrolic Withering. Amazing gun, almost makes you invincible. We all remember that invincible strat with the shield, the Vitrolic Withering, and there was another thing, and I can't even remember what it was. I think it was Electric Cherry, where you'd stand up the corner, reloading electric shoots the zombies, shield protects you, acid gat or Vitrolic Withering, bang bang bang, invincible. Oh, and also the map had a brilliant Easter egg, okay? The Easter egg on this map was absolutely superb, and it was with different characters, which is what surprised me, why it was so great. Like, normally Easter eggs are only good with the original 4 characters, but Mob of the Dead pulled it off with some different characters, so kudos to Mob of the Dead. Okay, so coming in at the number 4 spot, guys, on the 21 Zombies map list, we have Der Eisendrache, aka the last, and in my opinion, the best Black Ops 3 zombie map on this list. Now, Der Eisendrache, first of all, was a brilliant start to the season pass of Black Ops 3. It brought the innovation of the bows that were incredibly overpowered wonder weapons, and you built them, but it wasn't too tedious to upgrade and build your bows. I didn't mind the reminiscence of the dogs on Mob of the Dead, but this time you got a physical, like a holding weapon in a bow, whereas on Mob of the Dead you got your tomahawk, which was pretty cool, but I think the bows win it on epicness out of those two. Also, the bows, when you upgrade them, were overpowered as anything, as I just said. And the Easter egg on Der Eisendrache is a really great Easter egg because it kicks off Black Ops 3's main stream of Easter eggs, but it wasn't too hard and the boss fight is pretty fun. So yeah, that's our number 4 spot. Let's get into the top 3. Believe it or not, the top 3 don't even have a Black Ops 3 map in them. You guys know me too well. So, coming in at the number 3 spot, guys, you're going to witch hunt me in the comments, is Origins, okay? So, Origins was a superb map, okay? Origins would be number 1 on this list, probably in my eyes, if it wasn't for my deep down heart for the top 2 maps, which you guys should know about now if you've been paying attention to me over the last year or so. Origins was an amazing map, the staffs were overpowered, and it was a good end to the beginning. As you guys who know about the storyline will know, Origins, yeah, it crushed some of the story, but it was the end to the beginning of the new story, which was Black Ops 3, which was a great game, sorry. So kudos to Origins, superb map. Thanks for being a thing, Origins. But let's get into the number 2 spot, guys. Let's get into this top 2. So coming in at number 2, guys, is Moon. So Moon, what a map. Oh my god, it came with a 4 remastered pack of the World at War maps on Black Ops 1. Moon's wonder weapon was incredibly overpowered, okay? The zap guns and the... I can never remember the name. The wave gun. Those, how you could take it apart and then put it back together. That was amazing. Innovative. The wave gun was incredibly overpowered. Boom. And then all the zombies, I don't know how to describe it. They inflate and then they just explode. So that was amazing. The reason that Moon isn't number 1, with its Easter egg as well, blowing up the goddamn Earth. Watching the Earth blow up is amazing, okay? To say you've done that on a video game, it's pretty cool. But the reason Moon doesn't come into number 1, yes, I've even got a fault for the number 2 spot, is the astronaut. The astronaut was too annoying. The only way, even if the astronaut dropped a power up, I think that'd boost Moon to number 1. But no, you guys will know what my number 1 spot is. Let's get into it. Okay, so guys, we have reached the end of this list. I thank you for watching all the way if you have. I hope most of you have, because you will be subscribers. If you're not subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. That would be really nice. We've lost too many subs over the last couple of months. You guys, my heart goes out to you guys who've stayed. But coming in at the number 1 spot, guys, we have Kino der Toten. What a map. I loved this map as a kid. I love this map now, and I will love this map any time in the future I return to zombies. It's such a classic map. For me, it was the time I started playing zombies, along with probably most of the people that play zombies or have ever played zombies will say to you, yeah, Kino der Toten. I played the map that's the theatre. I played Kino der Toten. I played the German map on Black Ops 1. Everyone will have played Kino der Toten, and if you haven't, you've missed out, okay? Also, my baby gun Commando was introduced in this one. Yeah, my heart and soul goes out to the Commando, man. Rip the Commando. But yeah, I started zombies on Kino der Toten, and the map just means so much to me because I started the whole of my zombies. I wouldn't be doing YouTube right now if it wasn't for Kino der Toten. How about I put it like that? Kino der Toten made me want to be like the bigger zombie YouTubers who were covering it at the time, like Syndicate. Oh my god. Guys, remember when Syndicate did just purely zombies? Yeah, I was there. I was watching the guy. I was playing the game along with him whilst he did his 116, I think he got to in the end. His 116 world record on Kino der Toten. I was watching whilst I was playing along, and I was no good at zombies back then. Don't get me wrong, I'd get to round 20 and die. But yeah, it's essentially the start of zombies and what it is today, Kino der Toten is. Because, yes, World at War exists, Ben, before you witch hunt me in the comments again. But the World at War maps, they didn't get as much of an audience, shall we say, as Kino der Toten did and Black Ops 1 did. Because Black Ops 1 sold a lot more copies than World at War. So Black Ops 1 brought the audience to Kino der Toten, and Kino der Toten delivered. I can assure you of that. That map is probably, yeah, like I say, my favourite map of all time. Kudos to Kino. I've probably got some Commando gameplay in because I love the Commando. You guys know this. So, I am very tired. I've literally just recorded 25 minutes straight. So, I'm going to end this video pretty swiftly. I hope you've enjoyed. I've put a lot more effort into this video, guys. So, if you have made it this far, leave me a like and go down in the comments and leave your list of 21 zombie maps in the comments section. I will read every single comment and I will heart your comment just to prove I've read it when I've read it. So yeah, I thank you all for watching. I hope this video does well because I love you guys, and this video it's taken me some time, shall we say. You know, I haven't uploaded all week. I've been working on it all week. So yeah, I thank you all for watching. I've been Ben Plays Games, and until the next one, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hell yeah.